Mr. Bird. Mr. Bird. There's something about this channel and birds. Okay, welcome back. In today's video, we are gonna be doing something really simple actually. So for a while now, there's been a drought, an MDT drought in South Africa, but that drought has come to an end thanks to Wilo distributors. Now, what I did was to sort of help satisfy customers with their orders and to just try and keep people happy. I sort of stole items off my own rifles, vertical grips, and many other things to satisfy people. And what I've been doing for the last while, this rifle is completely safe. This video has also now been demonetized. Yeah, that's just kind of how YouTube goes, unfortunately. So what I did was I stole parts off rifles to send to people, and over the last sort of few months, what I've been doing is every time I had to go shooting, I had to steal this vertical grip off, pop it on that rifle, and basically, in a nutshell, is I was moving parts between rifles the whole time, and it was super annoying and more of like a bit of a hassle. You know, I quickly want to go out and shoot this rifle, but now I got to modify on. That's like the worst thing to say on YouTube. Then I had to sort of swap parts back and forth. So what we're gonna do now is quickly install the vertical grip. Let's pop this guy into the vise, probably gonna make our lives a little bit easier. I'm somewhat gonna go upside down like that. In fact, let me get this off and it'll give us a little bit more real estate to work with. Something you guys pointed out in our last video with the 7300 is that the audio was a little bit bad at the range, maybe a little bit soft. Now, there's a couple of reasons for that. I'm running like an external mic pack on my hip basically now, and when we're in the studio, let me pop that back in. When we're sort of in this space, the audio can be nice, clear, crisp, because there's no massive spikes, aka gunshots going off. So these mics are really sensitive. So if we're out at the range and we're doing shooting, we have to turn them down significantly. Otherwise, what's going to happen is as soon as that gunshot goes off, it's actually going to break the microphone. So that's why you'll notice the audio dips a little bit. Whereas in the past, what we did was I pretty much had my mic on auto, but then the camera's way back there. So a couple of things a little bit different. So let's get back to the vertical grip. Now, I hope that I had some influence in how this grip came out, because a few years ago when MDT started the ACC project, they reached out to a couple of the shooters on their team and they were like, hey guys, we want some feedback from you. What are sort of the things you would like in our new competition rifle? And one of the things I said is I've got really small hands and I struggle to get a really nice trigger pull, and I wanted an adjustable grip. So they came up with this, which is a freaking game changer. Now, well, no, that's a game changer. This is a vertical grip, but you guys know what I mean. So pretty much how the grip works, this little section goes onto the rifle like so. Okay, so that's pretty easy. And then what happens is the vertical grip actually clicks onto there, and it allows us to adjust the position of the grip, either forward, backwards. You can put a little bit of lean in it. And I really like that over sort of the conventional AR style grips. So what I found was is if my wrist is sort of canted or tilted like this, let's assume I'm lying prone like this and I had to get in behind sort of a canted grip, then I didn't have that much dexterity in my trigger finger. And with the vertical grip, my wrist is in a much more natural position sort of here than there. So yeah, anyway, let's pop this guy on. Relatively straightforward. They have seemed to open this up. The first generations of these were a little bit tight, and tight is good in some No. Okay. Right, so that section used to be a little bit tricky with the old grip, but they have seemed to open up that adapter so it does go in a little bit better. Right, so we got these little washer guys. I think we'll be on this Allen wrench. Let's pop that over there. I'm gonna go in, slip a little washer over the top. I'm just gonna do both sides of this for you guys really quick and probably speed up this footage so not to bore you with that, but I mean the install is extremely simple. So what I've done now is I've just sort of started each little one of those hex wrenches, and now you guys can see the adjustment. Let me turn this a little bit sideways, make some space here. Okay, the adjustment we have here, so we can be all the way at the back like that if you've got mega hands, okay, or you can be sort of in the middle there or there. You can add a little bit of cant and even like a little bit of reverse cant if you want. However, I run mine all the way to the front, and then we're gonna snug that guy up. I'm actually gonna turn this back. It's a little bit difficult for me to work at the front there. Snug all these up. Funny story about this rifle I gotta tell you guys. But let me first get this done. Again here, it's better to get it off the ground a little bit. As I was saying earlier, that sort of metal bit that you slip over where the normal grip would attach to, on the first models I found that they were a little bit tight, so it does look like they've solved that problem just by making the tolerances a little bit bigger, because that's not a part where you need super crazy tolerances on. It was just a bit difficult initially to get those put on. Right, now we have our RX. By the way, this is an RX chassis. People have been asking me, when are these going to be available back in South Africa? I don't know. I've chatted with the distributor, they don't know either. So that's kind of where we are. I think this is a great value for money chassis, not to get a little bit sidetracked here. But people have asked, when are these available back in South Africa? And literally the answer is, I don't know, I'm not sure. Right, so vertical grip, again, let's make some space here. Pop this guy back in there quickly. This was a really good buy, just a little, because what happens, by the way, is in America, you guys use weird size hex wrenches and stuff, and in South Africa, we use the normal ones. So pretty much this is basically 2 full sets, all the American stuff, all the South African stuff. So if I'm working on any of our APW stuff, it's these ones. If I'm working on any of the MDT stuff, it's those ones. Found this on Take-A-Lot, by the way, for the guys in South Africa. Really nice little buy. So if I'm here, this rifle is clear. Let's just demonstrate that again, visually check. Okay, so if I'm here, because of the position of this hand, my wrist is sort of coming in naturally, whereas if I had one of those AR grips, I'd sort of be forced into more of an angle like that. So this is kind of where I am, able to come on the rifle. Let me drop this down a little bit. There we go. Can't see much because it's completely dark on the other side of these lights that are here. Anyway, and I'm able to have a much more natural sort of grip position and really get a 90-degree trigger finger. Now there's a couple of other nice things in this grip. It's got a really nice little almost thumb shelf if you don't have a thumb shelf like this built into your chassis. And I like the way my fingers actually sit on these. I've also taken one, not on that rifle, on one of my other rifles, and I've taken a Dremel to it and actually done like a DIY stipple like you would do on a Glock. That came out really cool and it's super grippy. But for the most part, I mean, these are pretty much a place to put your hands. It's not, we're not gripping our rifles like all crazy hanging onto your rifle. Like in the past, there was that thing you have to like pull it into your shoulder, you know, because it's going to recoil the living daylights out of you. Yeah, so that's pretty much the vertical grip. Really easy install. Let me park that guy off like that. This is that 20-inch 6.5 Creedmoor of ours. I haven't shot this rifle in a while, and the reason for that is you guys will remember we went 6 Creedmoor and we did a little bit of a series on the Howard 6 Creedmoor. Shot great. But for me, at one point, I just had too many firearms and I wanted to sort of consolidate everything. So I got rid of the 6 Creedmoor, then took all my brass, used our expander mandrel, pushed them back up to 6.5 mil from 6 mil, but they're not shooting too great. Good news is I loaded like 150 rounds of ammunition. So they're not shooting good, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, if I'm gonna pull the bullets or just go. They're still grouping like this, so I might as well put a little bit of a barn door plate out there and just sort of scale the plate to the accuracy capability of the rifle and still use that for sort of good-ish training or just making some videos. So yeah, that's pretty much where this rifle is at. By the way, baboon shooting season, not that there's a season to shoot these buggers, I almost said a bad word there, but that's sort of rolling in now after the winter. I'm probably going to be doing quite a bit more of that shortly, so I'm super pumped, and this is going to be the rifle of choice. We may camo this sucker up. Let me know if you guys want sort of a camo video on the RX to just sort of final tweaks, go mad with the RX and see what sort of how cool we can get it to look. I have done a Cerakote job on an RX before. It came out really good. So that's sort of where we are with this rifle. I just wanted to give you guys a little quick video on the vertical grip. I want to thank MDT for making super cool things like that. And the great thing about working with them is they actually approach shooters and they say, guys, this is the product we're working on or project we're working on. What do you need? What are features you're looking for? And they use that to continuously improve their products, which is super cool. And lately it's been really cool for them to see even bring sort of that vertical grip over into something like the XRS. Okay, so this is sort of more of the hybrid. Rifle is obviously safe as always, and what's really cool about this is even though this is more of a stock, if you look at this grip angle here, they've done something very similar, and these actually swap out. So if you want more sort of that traditional grip angle, you can have that on this too, but I think that's really cool. And I've got a very similar hand position on this. Actually, just feeding this in this configuration, it's super light. Obviously there's no optic on there, but chucking something like an AMG on there, that might be a little bit of a fun baboon gun too. However, that's Alexa, and she's moved on to a new owner, sadly. Anyway, in other news, most of our bat actions are chambered up. They're looking really good. I've seen them shooting a little bit because Bruce actually goes out and shoots them. I'm super pumped for those. Those are going to be here shortly. Anyway, guys, this week I'm editing the reloading course. I will leave you at the end of this video with a little preview of the reloading course if you haven't seen that already. It's a ton of work to edit, so I'm going to get back to doing that. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Once again, thanks to MDT for sponsoring today's video. Visit mdttag.com to shop for all the goodness you see on the table and behind me. If you haven't checked out the reloading series, you can do that down here, subscribe down here, or watch some of our other videos up here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you very much once again for watching.